How to use stitch markers in your knitting. In my next row, I'm going to be following a stitch pattern. And to establish it, I'm going to use a stitch marker. I'm going to be working 2 decreases in this row, and I'm going to place a stitch marker on my needle right in between. I'm going to begin by setting up my pattern, which is to knit the first 7 stitches of my row. And once I've worked those first 7 stitches, I'm going to work a slip, slip, knit, decrease, which will then be followed by a knit 2 together. To avoid counting stitches in every row, what I will do is place a stitch marker between these 2 decreases. Working my slip, slip, knit, and I want to place my stitch marker on the needle. In the pattern, this will be indicated with the abbreviation PM for place marker. I'm continuing along with my next decrease, and I've now set up my stitch pattern with my stitch marker as an identifier for me, so I don't have to count all my stitches. When I encounter that stitch marker on the wrong side of my work, where it's not signaling any sort of action for me, I'm just purling across, I will simply transfer that stitch marker from one needle to the other and proceed with my work. When I encounter that stitch marker in my next right side row, where it is signaling that I am working 2 decreases, I will simply work to 2 stitches before my marker, work my slip, slip, knit, decrease, and once again, I'm just slipping my marker from one needle to the other, working my next decrease, and proceeding across my row. And that's how you use stitch markers in your knitting.